Well, I have the privilege of introducing today's speaker, and she's from a distance. She's from Australia, and I know she has a number of relatives from Australia who've traveled here to be here today. Would Nicole Kerr's family and friends from Australia please stand and be acknowledged? Nicole has amassed a remarkable academic record here. In fact, has only 2 B's in a very difficult major and has a number of other claims to fame that I'll talk about briefly in my introduction. She was chosen to be our speaker as a result of giving her speech to a panel of experts and then competitively selected as our speaker. She has a double major in some very difficult academic areas, a double major in electronics and computer engineering technology, and as I said before, has done extremely well here academically. And she's from Brisbane, Australia, and you'll note that she has a charming Australian accent that I'm sure her family and I are very proud of. She's been repeatedly on the Dean's Row, actively involved in international student services, actively involved in our instructional media center, and a very sought-after campus tutor. Today, Nicole will speak on transformations. It is my great pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Nicole Kerr. Nicole?
Thank you, Dr. Lattery. When I sat down to write this speech, I thought I would be able to develop something memorable, inspirational, and full of wisdom in about an hour. I was wrong. In fact, I probably spent about 3 hours watching commencement speeches on YouTube, desperately hoping one of them might trigger a revelation. YouTube, in all its wisdom, saw fit to teach me 6 things. Number 1, memorable does not necessarily mean good. Number 2, I am nowhere near as funny as the people on YouTube. Number 3, despite the fact that I am graduating from university, I'm not wise. Number 4, commencement speeches are a long way outside of my comfort zone. Number 5, you cannot write a memorable, inspirational, and wisdom-filled commencement speech in an hour. And finally, number 6, no matter what your original search topic is, given enough time, you will always end up watching Harlem Shake videos. Thankfully, it only took me about a week to make these discoveries, and when I did, number 4 in particular got me thinking, why is a commencement speech outside of my comfort zone? I've written and delivered speeches before. The answer is simple. This is a new experience. I've never been here before, and most of you have never been here before either. Sure, you graduated from high school, and yes, you've probably been waiting for this day for, well, the better part of the last 4 years. But when you finally stand at the edge of the stage, preparing to shake Dr. Barbedian's hand, I guarantee you'll be nervous. And the thoughts going through your head will consist mostly of, don't fall over. You too are outside of your comfort zone. Over the course of about the last 4 years, Missouri Western has come to be our comfort zone. Here, we understand our responsibilities. We generally feel as if we have control over the situations we face, and we usually know what's going on. It has become a place where we know that no matter what is thrown at us, we can come out on top. With the help of our professors, tutors, family, friends, countless all-nighters, and an incredibly large amount of coffee, a student can sit where you are today and become a Western graduate. It is a place in which we feel safe, confident, and comfortable. On the field, on the stage, on the court, and in the classroom, Western has left its mark on each student, and we in turn have left our own marks. We are Griffins, and this is our home. Now, right now, you're probably on top of the world. Your time at Missouri Western is coming to an end. You are finally here. But after you walk across the stage and accept a diploma, having successfully avoided falling, what comes next? There's the celebration, your parents telling you how proud they are of you, while desperately hoping this doesn't mean you're moving back home. The sense of achievement, knowing that after all all that work, after struggling through weeks of back-to-back exams, hundreds of papers, presentations, games, and performances, your undergraduate, and for some of you, graduate experience is coming to an end. Some of you will feel nostalgic as you drive past the football stadium one last time. Some of you may shed a tear as you say goodbye to your favorite professor. Some of you won't be able to find the words to thank a coach, director, or professor for everything they have done for you. Others will realize their time in St. Joseph, Missouri, or possibly even the United States is coming to an end. Some will have big plans involving jobs or travel. A lot of you will be lost without Pam from Java City to make you coffee and Einstein Brothers free bagel Friday. A number of strange people among us will have decided that they haven't already spent enough time at university and will go on to spend at least the next 2 years of their lives pursuing master's degrees. From here on out, we will have hundreds of new opportunities. The best ones, however, put us outside of our comfort zones. As we prepare to leave this place, we leave behind one of our comfort zones. We go out into a world where many things will be beyond our control, where a lot of the time we won't know what's going on, where responsibilities may become blurred with the responsibilities of others. For a time, we will feel uncomfortable and confused as we begin to search for jobs, move to different cities, and take on new roles and responsibilities. 9 a.m. classes may begin to seem like an attractive option, and napping at your desk will no longer go unnoticed. Eventually, however, these new places, roles, and experiences will help us form new comfort zones. Once again, we'll begin to feel as if we can conquer anything. We will make whatever we are doing our own. Now, at this point in time, you might be disagreeing with me. You might be thinking you'll be perfectly fine and perfectly comfortable once you walk out of this building as a college graduate, and that you're completely in control, and you know exactly what's going on. While you might be correct, I have a few pieces of advice that I'd like to pass along just in case I'm right. Now, I've already claimed not to be wise, and I have no clue what uncomfortable, difficult, or interesting things wait for me when I become a college graduate, or how I will fare dealing with them. So these 4 pieces of advice come from someone who's experienced it all before, and is apparently wise, my dad. Number 1, prove people wrong. People are always going to tell you that you can't do something, that you aren't smart enough or talented enough. They're wrong. Victory and success generally come not to the biggest, the best, or the most talented. It comes to those who are best prepared and those who want it the most. Number 2, ask for help. No problem is new. Someone has experienced it before. Regardless of the problem you face, the world will go on. Seek out the people who've been in similar situations, ask them questions, and take advantage of their knowledge. Break each problem down, work through it, and you can figure it out, one step at a time. Take time to say thank you. No matter your background, there is at least one person who has helped you sit where you are today. Be it a parent, a sibling, a friend, a professor, a coach, a conductor, a director. Take time to thank them for everything they've done for you. So Mum, Dad, Peter, and Michael, in the wise words of Douglas Adams, so long and thanks for all the fish. And finally, every decision in life is important, but few are irreversible. The only bad decisions, therefore, are the ones that you do not make, or the ones that you make and refuse to change when you realize that you need to adjust your course. Life is not so much a continuum, but rather a random result of a series of events that comes from the decisions that we make as we travel our journey. Every decision will lead us in a new direction to a new place where things are just outside of our comfort zone. I'd like to leave you with one final thought. In the immortal words of Ashton Kutcher, I'm continually trying to make choices that put me against my own comfort zone. As long as you're uncomfortable, it means you're growing. Thank you.